You don't want to start with that?
No, we can't. I mean, it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, so hello.
Hi.
Can you tell me your full name and how old you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Laura Lynne Dyer. And sometimes I just go by Laura Lynne. I drop the Dyer.
Uh-huh.
And I always add in my videos, Treehouse Wise Woman.
Yes.
And I'm 57.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
And then at the end, we'll do 5 questions, and then you'll be done.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Sounds good. Okay. I tend to kind of think about what's up for me right now, like what's happening, what's going on in my world and my life and experience. And I'm in the process of writing a book. And that book is really related to how we take care of ourselves, related to self-care. And I think oftentimes as women, we are trained to nurture and give and give and give and give. And there isn't a lot of time for us to stop and check in and be able to say, what do I need right now? Is this in alignment with my soul's purpose? And we forget that, so we just go until we have nothing left to give, and then we have to retreat and do whatever, or we're not well. So I've come up with a system to use that I'm really excited about, and it's the book title is Tune In and Win. And it's about practicing self-care, how Red Dragon can save our life. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be several different symbols, but the initial symbols are the Red Dragon. And the Red Dragon means that we just need to be alone. We need our own space and we need our own time. And the idea is that we tune in. And we're tuning in to us. And oftentimes we're like, what are we supposed to tune into? Is it something out there?
Yeah.
And whatever is out there, whatever you believe in, whether it be God or spirit or things or energy or source or life, it doesn't matter what you call it. There's this magnificent energy that's happening all around us. Mm-hmm. And we see it, we feel it in wonder, especially on the Magic Land. We're in touch with it in our soul in a much deeper way because the distractions are set aside. Mm-hmm. Tuning in is about being very high skater. Mama, let's see you sit in my lap. Oh, come here. Tuning in is about really listening. What you doing? Hi, baby. Oh, you are the most precious. Yeah, we know who slept with you last night. He's like, I'm so happy now. So we're tuning into us. And we tend to think that we don't have the answers, that we have to go out there. We have to take one more workshop. We have to do, a life coach. So a lot of people call me and like, I need you to tell me. I'm like, we just tune into you.
Right.
You've got the answers. Because your soul has a journey, and when we pay attention to that, then our life is in alignment with that course. Mm-hmm. And that course, we don't know what it's going to look like. Mm-hmm. We have no idea. When I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy 70 acres and create a spiritual retreat, people are like, what? Yeah, I'm going to build a treehouse. What?
Right.
Because it's in alignment with me.
Right.
So that alignment, then what we do is we check in to be able to see where we are. And the symbols are red dragon and yellow turtle and green hen. And red dragon is, I really need my own space and my own time. And it doesn't mean that you're mad. It's oftentimes, like I say, when we're in the bathroom, we're in red dragon. We don't want people in there with us.
Right.
Yellow turtle is, I'm fine to be with people, and I really choose to be quiet. I'm in a quiet space or quiet time. I'm recharging. And then green hen is, I'm open to talk, and I'm open to be with people. And the idea of being able to just check in with ourselves. And we can still do it at work. You know, it's like you said, you're a nurse, and you can check in and say, where am I today? Wow, okay, I'm going to work, and I'm in Red Dragon. Like, I don't want to be around people. I don't want to do that stuff. So to be able to take every opportunity that we can to pull back and find those sacred, safe, quiet spaces. So, you know, where we can breathe and check in and just listen to what it is that we need. And we can still do that when we're working. And so part of it with the system is being able to have people on board that you work with or that you live with to be able to use that as a means of communication. And I have a roommate that's an introvert, doesn't normally I never know where he is, I can't tell because he's friendly. So to be able to use the symbols, and so I have some hanging outside my bedroom and then some in the living room. So he can walk by my bedroom and go, oh, she's in Red Dragon. Don't knock on the door. So I'm in Red Dragon when I'm creating or writing or doing my thing or sleeping is Red Dragon.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think that I often forget to just stop and say, where am I right now? And we go, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta call somebody and somebody needs me. You know, especially the busier we get or at work or if we have family or kids. And oftentimes I hear mothers when I say, well, when are you gonna take care of yourself? They say, well, my kids are 2 and 3, so I'm thinking when they go to college.
Right.
And I'm like, you are going to be a whacked out woman.
Yeah.
You're going to be like off the charts crazy because you haven't stopped along the way. And you're going to teach those little babies to be wacko kids and not know how to self-govern.
Yeah.
Not know how to be able to say, Mommy needs a few minutes. You know, I know a lot of mothers that spend many hours in the bathroom because it's their safe zone.
Right.
Because they haven't been able to say, you know, I'm in Red Dragon right now, and I just need probably 15 minutes. Can you take care of yourself? Or you read a book, do whatever you want? So I think that these tools can be really simple, and it gives us the freedom to be able to really realign, you know, because when we're in alignment, we rock.
Yes.
You know, we're in a place where we're loving, we're patient, we're tuned in. We can listen that, oh, maybe I should make a left here instead of make a right here. You know, and we just know we're supposed to come stay in a treehouse for the weekend.
Right.
You know, we just know that. We didn't know that all these other things were going to happen that we're going to shift to came with us, but somewhere our soul knew.
Yeah.
So being able to be in alignment more often, more minutes of the day, just creates greater peace. And when we do it here, it impacts how I respond to you. And how I respond to you, and the space I create in that space nurtures you.
Right.
You come, you stay, you feel alive, refreshed, excited, you get to cuddle with the dog,
Right.
hang out with the turkeys or whatever. And so then what happens when you go to work on Monday?
Right.
You know, that's an impact that transforms the world. And we start with peace here. Too many times we are focused on, oh, Skeeter, no one's going to stop loving you just because Daddy came. You're still getting all the love. Everybody's love. We got all 5 dogs here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Wait, but there's one missing because one's not mine. I think sunshine's off guard in the world. So, you know, why did I come up with it? Because I am always working on that. It's not that I've mastered it.
Right.
It's because, you know, I spent lots of years giving myself away and not listening to what I needed to do for my soul's journey. We don't know what someone's journey is. we have no idea what somebody else's souls. You know, I have people who suddenly lost somebody. They're like, they just like, you know, car wreck or whatever. And they're like, it's just whacked me out. It's like, we don't know
Right.
what that soul came here to do and how long they're supposed to be here. We don't know. It's not for us to designate or control or dictate. It's just observing, you know. So it's kind of like these animals. I got 70 animals, and oh my gosh, I have one son. And I said, if I'd had triplets, I would have been a much better mother because I wouldn't have been neurotic. Like,
Right.
oh my God, what do you need? What are you going to do? I can't possibly nurture 70 animals.
Right.
I can love them all and hold space for them. But what I learned is that I'm allowing their soul and their journey to be whatever it is. So some mornings there's a chick who's just hatching out, and I don't know if it's going to make it. So I stick it in my bra next to my heart where it's warm, and I'll hang out with that chicken and say, I love you, and I hope you stay. And I'm here to bless you on your journey, whatever that is. If you choose to stay, it's wonderful. And if you choose to go, that's your choice. I'm just here to love you on the way. And I think that we have a lot of our suffering comes in trying to control the people around us. You know, you should be like this, or you need to be better at that, or you're not supposed to be sick, or you're not supposed to die, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm using death as an extreme measure, but it's our, that we feel we have to control it or we're not going to be happy.
Right.
So the tools of the symbols, you know, the red dragon, yellow turtle, green hen, give us that opportunity to check in and share it, even if we live alone.
Right.
You know, where am I right now? I live alone and I'm in green hen. I probably need connection.
Right.
You know, it would be a good time to call a friend or say, hey, you know, go out for tea, or, you know, go hear some music, or do something to take care of ourselves so that we're nurturing what we need.
Right.
And oftentimes people are like, hey, let's go out, let's all do something. And we're in Red Dragon. I no more want to be in a crowd of people. You know, so when we listen, then that the next person that we meet, we're present.
Right.
You know, I'm looking in your eyes, you know, and I'm right here with you. So there's no better gift that I can give you or you can give me than your full presence.
Right.
And our presence often is up there.
Yeah.
I got to did it. We're in the near future or the near past. Oh, I wonder what just happened. Or what do I got to do next? And then we lose right here. And when we lose here, we lose this. We lose connection. And that's what we're designed for.
Right.
Is connection and love and what happens in the space between. That's where the magic happens. And so, tuning in and winning.
Yeah.
And giving other people an opportunity. It's okay. Davey, you know what? I appreciate that you're the neighbor's dog, and it's not up to you to govern who is on this deck. You got it? So not okay for you to growl at Lily to come up. That's not okay, sweetheart. I love you, and we don't do that. So a lot of people say, oh my gosh, there's all these animals and everything's so peaceful. And I said, yes, because I'm badass.
Right.
You know, I'm not all love.
Yeah.
I'm all love because I'm balanced with principle.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't go. Why is it so loud? Hey. It's not your deck. It is not your deck. Yeah. So, you know, not okay. He's going to go walk off. He's probably going to go home. He's like, okay, you're going to be mean to me? I'm going to go home. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Davey, not okay. Not okay. So, you know, if I'm not tuned in with me, I'll let that go. Or my reaction to that might be more extreme.
Right.
I'm super clear. I can shift my energy and go, and still be in love.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if that gets out of control, then the whole place is out of control. And it's just one moment and one decision at a time, you know. So, and I think in that too, we're afraid of speaking our truth to people. We're afraid of saying, hey, you know, that, for some reason that didn't feel good. I probably got triggered and I took it personally based on my stuff. So, you know, I need some space or some time, or hey, can we set a time to talk about that?
Right.
So, you know, I'm trained in something called Safe Conversations, which is wonderful. Relationshipsfirst.com is the information for it, but they use it in hospitals and, you know, nonprofits and police departments and with couples to really get back to communication that is heart-centered and where we actually feel heard, so that we can understand why we do what we do.
Right.
So when we get triggered, we're all, you know, we turn into 3-year-olds. Whatever it was that happened to us, we're again 3 years old.
Right.
So what do? And so in this process, it helps us connect. And there's a very clear sender and a receiver. So it's not a conversation where it's normally, I talk, you talk, I talk, you talk. So I would just hold space for you as you shared. And oftentimes in relationships, we've never really been heard. Nobody's ever been present and held space for us to go wherever we need to go. And the beauty of the kind of format of this process is that it allows us to go into say as much as we need to say, and my role is to feed it back to you and say, did I get it? Did I get what you said? So that I'm very present, keeps me out of my stuff, and the process keeps us in our prefrontal cortex that keeps us present, where we can actually touch the emotion and be in the thinking and stay right here. Where sometimes when we go into stuff, we get lost in the emotion and we can't ever come out of it, and it's like, you know, arguments happen. So in this process, it goes through that, and then it validates how you feel. And then you say, I imagine you're feeling this. Is that what you're feeling? So these are the tools that I'm all about us getting it right.
Yeah.
And what's right? Who knows what's right?
Yeah.
What is better is when we're connected.
Right.
And when we feel loved, and when we're taking care of ourselves, and when we're actually letting ourselves be who we are and letting ourselves be loved. Because, you know, that's the whole part, like what Skeeter taught me was, you know, do I let people love me? Do I anticipate and expect that people will love me? You know, and do we love ourselves?
Right.
And the reason that we often don't is that we've been told that we're not enough, or we're not doing it right, or what. However, the people who raised us, who were alone and afraid and in pain, are the ones that modeled that.
Right.
And so we bought it. You know, there's a book that's in the treehouse called Real Love. And the Real Love book has these wonderful principles that I use in coaching, and there's also meetings that happen where people can go to actually just be loved, to share the truth about what they're doing, because we all lie to be loved. You know, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm good. Life's good. I'm okay. Everything's great. Where we're really sad.
Yeah.
And we just need to be heard around that sadness. You know? And if and it's vulnerable to say I'm sad, and oftentimes what we get when that happens is people want us to stop being sad.
Right.
Let's
Let
just
me
be
fix
happy.
you.
Let me fix you
Right.
and make you happy. Or if we need to cry, we don't get that opportunity because people are shoving Kleenexes and saying, let's have fun.
Right.
And so, we don't get to go into that space of sadness and listen and look at it and feel it. And until we go there, we're stuffing it away.
Right.
So, and it's vulnerable to go there. And it's tricky to be able to say, can you just hold space for me and not try to fix me while I just tell you everything that I'm upset about and what I did wrong or whatever? Because, we all have a part in relationships or in the world and stuff. So with the holding space of safe conversations, the tools of tune in and win, and then also with the Real Love book, which goes through the behaviors that we go in order to try to be loved. This is what we did.
Right.
We lie, and we attack, and we act like a victim.
Right.
And we run and we cling. Those are the things that in the book. So it's really helpful to kind of see what it is that we do when we're hurting.
Right.
And that's when we need to be loved. That's when we need somebody to be able to just love us unconditionally and say, wow, yeah, I'm not going to fix you. You don't need to be fixed.
Right.
You just need to be heard and loved right where you are. And that's unconditional love.
Right.
And, I'm getting ready to start a group, and it's based on the book, call it Be Real, Be Loved. And what I did was I added the things from the book, like the lying, attacking, acting like a victim, running, and clinging, which are concepts that's like, well, how do you get those?
Right.
And then I've added animals to them,
so
that there's, the lying is the chameleon. So the chameleon changes colors every time they have to. Oh, I'm fine, whatever.
Right.
And then the attacking is an alligator. And sometimes we don't know we're attacking. We don't know that trying to fix someone is attacking. It's not nurturing.
Right.
And then victim is Eeyore. Oh, poor me. Everybody hates me. So, nothing I can do. So we justify everything we do because we're a victim.
Right.
And we all are victims of things. We're victims of our parents who screwed up in some ways. And so how do we get loved around that? And then running is a cheetah. I'm out of here.
See ya.
It's hard. I'm out of here.
It's uncomfortable now.
Yeah. And then clinging is a little monkey. I have one of those little finger monkeys. But
or Skeeter.
Yeah, exactly. He's totally a clinger. And but the idea of unconditional love, I have a unicorn. And it's a big pink stuffed animal unicorn because most of us don't know it exists. We haven't seen it.
Right.
We haven't felt it. So we don't really know it's true. And so it takes presence and learning and coming together and being willing to be vulnerable to look at our stuff.
Right.
And our stuff came from what happened to us as a kid. And we're still living that out. And then when we learn new principles, we can pick different ways. So, we learn in safe conversations that energetically you're wired, your nervous system is wired to trigger with the things that are your issues.
Right.
It's wired to fire. And we cannot control it.
Right.
So when something happens, boom. I don't like bullying. So my reaction when the dog growled at the goats, hey,
right,
boom, now to the extent that happens is the extent that I've been able to look at and heal and make different choices about what I do.
Right.
When that happens. I could have, yelled and went crazy and,
right.
But I just got super firm.
Right.
Didn't change my alignment.
Right.
But just being able to say, hey, this is what we do here. Not okay. I'm super clear about that.
Right.
You know, there's no part of me that's wavering on that, so much so that the dog left.
Right.
Or is laying up on the hill. Right. Yeah, and we have a goat sitting on back here. So, but you know, that comes from that presence and being able to be aware. So we can't control that gut reaction.
Right.
We can choose our next response. And sometimes when we're rewiring it, we actually have to stop and go, I'm triggered. I have no idea what to do right now. You know, I have no idea what, you know, my normal reaction is to run or to yell or to whatever our deal is. But to be able to stop and go, you know, and know that our brain is going this way, this way, this way. You know, like the neurons are firing. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you need to do. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you need to do. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you need to do. Boom, boom, boom. This is what you need to do. And so that energy and the wiring in our system is set up to fight or to do something. So it takes a lot of presence and conscious choice to say, I'm going to pick something different. And when we do, that actually rewires our brain. And that's exciting.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Because we're not stuck.
Right.
You know, we tend to think when we've had issues or had problems in relationships or, you know, it's like, oh my God, I manifested the same boyfriend or the same girlfriend. You know, this one's got brown hair, that one had blonde hair, but the same thing.
Right.
You know, and we're sad about what happens. We're able to go, well, wait a minute, there's a pattern here. You know, what is that? What is it that we are recreating? Because most of us can look back over our life and go, same person.
Right.
Like, you know, or, you know, you work in a hospital. Oh my gosh, all my patients are the same.
Yeah.
You know, my son's in Europe traveling. And he said, all the people are so nice here. And I'm like, I wonder why.
Right.
You know, because in his being, in his soul, in his energy, that's absolutely how he sees people. And so that's what shows up for him.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so we all have that. We all have parts of us that are scritchely. My word, you won't find it in Webster. Scritchely. Isn't it the best word ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, scritchely. So, you know, we all have things in us that are that way. So, like in the group that I'm doing, and there's another group in St. Louis, and there's calls online that you can get in to just tell your story and be loved and be heard with people who actually are choosing to show up to love you unconditionally. Right where you are. And if you want a different perspective, you can say, I need some help, I can't see this. And they'll share some other ideas. But it's not to fix, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's that we're just living out a pattern that we've wired. So I'm really excited about the group.
Yeah.
I'm super, super excited. And it's fun because I came up with the idea too I thought about, you know, when we're sharing our story or things that happen, this and that, and I'm sad about that or whatever, it's so easy to trace it back to when we were little. You know,
totally.
And so that's part of the question is, and this reminds you of when you were little when.
Makes you think.
Yeah, and most of the time people go, it doesn't really, I can't think of, you just say nothing.
Right.
And then they go, I was in third grade on the playground, or, you know, or I remember when my dad said, or my mom did, or whatever, and boom, there it is.
Right.
You know, that's the gift of whatever we're being triggered by or whatever's challenging for us. We're able to look at that and go, okay.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. And so then we can make some new choices.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll just keep repeating the same pattern over and over and over and over again. And when we're able to see and sit with, wow, what was the story you were told, or what was the story you made up? Sometimes we were told, you are blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You know, you're not organized, you're not, whatever, you're not beautiful, you're whatever, we were told. And so what I have is clothespins. And I'm just going to take the clothespins and just pin them all over with all, oh, you were told this? Okay. On the unicorn. Oh, that. Here's clothespin. Oh, you believe that? Don't. And all of it's based that we're not magnificent, loving, enchanted beings, which is what we are.
Right.
We are these marvelous, energetic souls that who knows where we've been and what we've done, you know, in the time of universe, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, but I don't think this is our first time around.
Right.
So we have all of this to bring, and we have the things that have happened to us, or that have happened to our ancestors, that are part of our DNA. And we can sometimes remember those things, or see scenes, or feel things. You know, it's like, why are people afraid of dogs for no reason?
Right. There has to be some.
There's something that happened somewhere with somebody along the way, you know. And I'm just one of those, and I'm like, let's look at it.
Yeah.
She loves you. She's like, speaking of dogs, I'm going to give you a hug. She said, I lost my place. And
I want to look at.
yeah. Are we at 25,000 minutes?
I don't know. Oh. 31. I have never gone to 30 minutes.
Well,
that's awesome. Okay. Are you ready for your
ready
5
for my
questions?
5 questions. Yeah. How's your battery doing? You got a dog in front of you.
It's fine. Very fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Barnaby, you're going to have to sit down, or we're dog
you can
heads.
just be a part of it.
Right? Baby girl. That's pretty much how most of my videos go.
Perfect. Okay. But if I'm seeing. Oh, I thought that was Melissa. Okay. Question 1. Let me look at you.
Sideways, do you care?
That's fine. Question 1. Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Oh, and all of the questions, you can only answer them in one sentence.
Okay, great. I'll answer that yes and no.
Okay.
In that, yes, there are so many things that I am grateful for and thrilled about in my life. And no, in that there are things that I'm still working out, and I'm conscious of that, and I feel the separation between where I will be and where I am now.
Love it. Okay. Question 2. What brings you the most joy in the whole world?
Brings me the most joy in the whole world. When I am coaching and I'm in alignment, so I'm spiritually tuned in, and I'm coaching with an individual or couples where I can immediately see the transformation between them, and the energy shifts.
That's so cool.
And it's not ever going to go back to what it was. That brings me an immense amount of joy. And less roosters.
Question 3.
You know that you can only see a dog.
Yeah. It's literally only one of your eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You know, it is what it is.
It is.
Question 3. What's your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear in life is that I'm not enough. That I'm not enough to bring my vision of this space and a spiritual retreat and the buildings being rehabbed, and so I'm not enough to have people. I'm getting ready to do a crowdfunding, and the crowdfunding is like asking for 50 grand. See, it makes everybody fall off.
Right.
Right. So that my biggest fear is that I'm not enough to be asking for that. I'm not enough.
Well, I believe you are more than enough.
Thank you.
Question 4, how do you feel right now?
I feel excited about possibilities, thrilled about having a real specific mission to finish my book that has been on the docket for years and years and years and years. So tying it into the symbols has made the tune in and win make sense, and I've seen the benefit of them. So I'm really excited about being able to help people in a greater way and accomplishing one of my soul's missions.
Cool. And question 5, can I give you a hug?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Such an amazing day.
I'm so glad. Yes.
Me too. And I got to sleep with
everybody.
you. Yeah, we all get a
big party.
Oh my gosh.
It's a pile
I am
of
laughing
love.
so hard that it was 30 minutes.